Hello guys, in this video I would like to explain about the first step, the initial step in the data science process. I have recorded a video about the data science process in which I was just discussed about each of these steps, the data science process briefly, but then I said that I will have a separate video for each steps of the data science process. So in today's video, I will talk about the first step, that is problem statement and objectives, and I will show you that how much it is important and how much it is important for the next steps of the data science process. When you are thinking about some problem that I want to solve this problem, uh, you know like I will give an example. Let's suppose I would like to project agriculture production using machine learning techniques. The first thing to me to which will come to my mind that, okay, this is suppose my objective and this is an assignment from some government agency or from NGOs or something like this, that we need to project agriculture production for the next few years. So then the things which come to my mind is, of course I need to formulate my objective for this purpose. I need to set my objective that the purpose of my this project or this study is the projection of agriculture productions for the next few years under the changing climate. So that's my objective. Maybe there are other objectives, small objective, but this is the major objective of this study. And and now, why this is so important to formulate objectives. Just look at the problem statement and then, formulate the objective. Even you can formulate the problem statement. Maybe you have an assignment about the agricultural production or the prediction of hydroclimatic streams or the finance, prediction in the stock market or something else. You need to make the problem statement. Like about agricultural production, I can say that we need to project agricultural production for the next few years for a particular region or a country, under different climate scenarios like shared socioeconomic pathways. Now the next thing is to set the objectives, and of course you can set the objectives like to project agricultural production for different crops. And now the thing is why this is so important for the next steps of the data science process. This is because when you formulate the problem statement and objectives, then it is obvious that you know that what type of data and on which variable you need the data to accomplish that objectives which you have stated already. So that's very important. You start data collection after the problem statement and objectives. So suppose you don't have the problem statement and objectives, then how you can collect the data? You can collect the data, but uh, if you formulate the statement of the problem and particularly set the objectives after data collection, and maybe your data is just use this because your objective is different, it's quite different than for what you have collected the data. So then there is some misunderstanding about the things and you cannot accomplish the project successfully. So that's why this step is extremely important, to set the objectives in the beginning, and that will provide you a guideline for the selection of the variables, for selection of the data duration and everything. You will just get information from this step. And then of course the whole process then depend on this data, collected data. So this means that all these steps that define what you have set in the objectives of the data science process. So the initial steps, which is extremely important in the data science process, is problem statement. You need to formulate the problem and then set the objectives, and that will provide the pathways for data collection, and then the remaining step, data cleaning and data processing transformation. And of course, selection of the model also depend on this process, because that's just look at the model. If the model is about regression, regression analysis, then you need to choose the machine learning model which is can be used for regression purposes. And if your data nature is about classification, then you need to use machine learning models which can be used for classification purposes. And if the purpose of the objective is about clustering or grouping, various objects based on their attributes, then you need to choose a different machine learning model like cluster, an algorithm which can be used for clustering purposes. So that's why this is most important steps in the data science process, you know, to problem statement and objectives. That's why I wanted to do a separate video on each step, because each step has their own importance, but the first step is very important, and all these steps then depend on this, on the objective which is you have stated. Then you can train the model, once the model is being selected, and then evaluate the model and do the purpose. I mean that you can accomplish the objectives, achieve the objectives. So this is the second video of the data science process, and the first video was about all these steps, just a brief and precise video, and this is now about the first step, problem statement objectives. The link to the previous video, which was just an overview of the data science process, is given in the description of this video, so you can just go and click and you can see that video. And the next video will be about data collection, and then the next video will be data processing, cleaning, and so on. I will have separate video for each of these steps. So I think this is enough for today. Thank you very much, and see you in the next video. Ciao.